Diverticular disease of the colon is a disease that mainly affects the elderly. More than half of those 80 years or older have it, and the most common type is diverticulitis. But if you're not quite 80 yet, for all you 50 plus, diverticulitis is mostly diagnosed in people in your age group. It's a huge problem, but here's Dr. Pezanansky, also known as Dr. Pez, with Gastroenterology Consultants. Hey, we're back here at GI Consultants. This is a fun place. We're getting comfortable with Dr. Pez. How are you? Welcome
Doing
back to
great,
Aging and
thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for coming. We do want to talk about one of our favorite topics, the scoop on poop.
Yay!
Now this topic, this one is important, diverticulosis. A lot of
Yes.
seniors have it. What exactly is it?
I'd like to describe what diverticulosis is first. I've got a little prop
Ooh, show and
little
tell.
prop here. Don't worry, this glove isn't for you.
Oh.
So your colon, I like to say, is a long tube. And the wall of that colon isn't just one layer of meat, it's made up of multiple different layers. And this inside layer, I like to say, is like a thin sheet of leather. Pretty stretchy, pretty tough. Well, your colon is made up of multiple layers. The next layer out, the muscle fibers go around in a circle like my fingers. The next layer goes over the top, another lengthwise layer of fibers. It forms a lattice, not a weave. Okay. But the blood supply needs to get from the outside to the inside, from the inside to the outside, and so there tend to be tiny little gaps in that lattice. And in some people, and it tends to be constipated people, but it can be anybody, that inside lining kind of squirts out. And that's what a diverticulum is.
Okay.
So if I was a surgeon and I cut you open, I'd see what looked like little grapes hanging off of the colon.
Is surgery required after?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
Not for just having diverticulosis.
Oh, good.
But as an endoscopist looking through the colon, I see what look like little openings to holes. Mm-hmm. And those are these little outpouchings. Now these in and of itself don't cause issues, but probably about 10% of people who have diverticulosis can have issues with diverticulitis or diverticular bleeding.
Okay.
The bleeding occurs because this is pretty darn stretchy. But the blood supply in the wall of the colon isn't that stretchy, and so these blood vessels can snap or can get eroded, and those people will get bleeding. And those people usually will present by saying, I just thought I had to have a bowel movement, I had regular bowel cramps, I sat on the toilet, thought I had diarrhea, and when I looked in the bowl, it looked like a gallon of blood.
Wow.
All right, usually it's just a couple cups at most, but this can be ongoing, and it can become life-threatening. So
that's scary stuff. Pain involved or symptoms that lead up to something like that?
No, not with diverticular bleeding. It just happens out of the blue, and there's no way to prevent it. There's no way to know that you have it or not.
So genetics?
Yeah.
I mean, not really food or diet?
You can decrease your risk of diverticulosis and diverticular disease by vigorous physical activity, high fiber diet, avoiding constipation. But really, diverticulosis just happens. I've seen people who have never been constipated a day in their life and they have severe diverticulosis. Mm-hmm. I've seen people who have severe constipation and have a completely normal colon without diverticulosis. So it's kind of a luck of the draw type thing.
Wow.
In general, I like to say most disease processes in medicine are made up of three things: genetic predisposition, mm-hmm. environmental factors, and just at the end of the day, bad luck. Sometimes bad things happen.
This is one that just sounds like, call your doctor if it happens.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And seek the treatment you can get.
Exactly. You want to go to the ER because many times this bleeding will stop on its own, but you do not want to be that one person sitting at home and have it not stop, because you can lose so much blood that you can pass out and be in dire straits.
Wow.
So you need to seek medical attention. So I'd really quickly like to talk about diverticulitis. Now these outpouchings can get stuffed with stool, and when they do, stool or food particles, that can then cause local inflammation, and that's diverticulitis. And once again, that's a potentially life-threatening disease. You need to seek medical attention, because if these perforate, you can spill bowel contents into the abdominal cavity, and that can be devastating.
Wow.
So there's an old wives' tale saying avoid seeds, nuts, and popcorn. That's all bull hockey. So
really?
So eat what you like. Avoid constipation. High fiber diet is the best way to avoid diverticular disease.
So you can still eat sunflower seeds and the popcorn and all that? Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We used to say it differently, but nobody has ever proven that's an issue.
Wow. All right. Dr. Pez, the GI Consultants here in South Reno. Thank you so much for joining us on Aging and Awesome.